You are not ready. Remember that from PlayStation? Remember the "You Are Not Ready" slogan? Living your world, playing hours, all the different slogans that you thought of PlayStation. I love PlayStation, especially the PS1. It's my favorite Sony console of all time. It's a special 3 gaming items I'm proud to own. The series where I actually pick 3 gaming items in my collection and tell the stories of how they mean so much to me to share with y'all. And today I figured let's pick out 3 things that are all involved with Sony PlayStation that mean the most to me. Let's get right to it. Remember PlayStation Underground? Yeah, so PlayStation Underground was such a cool, exclusive, insider mail order magazine that you could actually have interactive discs that work in your PS1 that basically give you behind the scenes footage, tips and tricks. You can even get download stations, all that good stuff. And I remember hearing about the PlayStation Underground and I was just like, I need this in my life. I was all about the PS1 when I was growing up because the Saturn, unfortunately, my parents said, hey, we're not buying you a Saturn. So they got us a PS1 instead. And it was definitely all uphill from there. I grew to love the system, even though at first I was like, oh, I want a Saturn. And don't get me wrong, I love the Saturn. But then the PS1 just grew to be one of my favorite consoles of all time. So when I heard about PlayStation Underground, I was like, I need this in my life. So I talked to my parents, and it's like, yes, we can do it for you. I still have my original PlayStation Underground set. Now, the original PlayStation Underground kits, there was volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it was 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4. So technically, there are 16 original PlayStation Underground double discs like this. This was the first one that I got, and I do remember like getting it when I lived back in Missouri. Back where I'm from Missouri, right? And PlayStation was everywhere. You couldn't walk into a department store or anything like that without finding something PlayStation. Sony knew how to market and talk about excellent marketing. So it's like, this is your first issue, the PlayStation Underground CD magazine for members only. Ooh, members only. Oh. And it just made you feel really cool getting these in the mail. You get your 2 discs that comes with every single issue. Now, typically what came in these PlayStation Underground discs was so cool. They would have something called the Vault, where you would get exclusive demos and sometimes even imports. You can get a sneak peek on this one. I remember being blown away by this one specifically because it had a demo for Dynasty Warriors, which Dynasty Warriors just grew to be a huge franchise later on, but started off as a humble one-on-one fighting game that I had no idea how to play back then, but it grew to actually be really, really cool. And then there was the download station where if you had a memory card, you could plug your memory card into your PlayStation and you could download codes, areas where you can actually order exclusive threads. There were interviews, there were Q&As, and there were behind the scenes footage. But I think what was so cool about this one in particular, not just because it's the first one that I own, but because there was 2 hidden bonuses that mean a lot to me. The first one is that Sony, because Sony also had Columbia Records and their various other music companies. So they would like to hide music videos in these PlayStation Underground discs. And the one that I remember mostly was Genuine's Pony. So if you know that song, it's a raunchy song that came out back in those days. And I loved it. And I always tried to like dance in the song and whatnot. So imagine young G trying to do like the Genuine Pony dancing and my mom singing it. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Stop that. But the thing that blew my mind more than anything, this one had a hidden demo, a video demo of Resident Evil 2. Now, at that point in time, like, I had no idea that Resident Evil 2 existed. And even somehow within the magazines, like the actual magazines before, I couldn't even catch that it existed. So seeing that actual sneak peek for the very first time, my jaw dropped. Like, literally, it was on the floor, gaping. I was like, I need this now. And I love Resident Evil 2, I do. So just seeing that and getting that actual little, like, sneak peek made you feel so cool because you were part of an exclusive club. We unfortunately didn't keep our subscription for too terribly long. The only other one that we actually did remember getting was this one, which is the Underground Volume 2, which is technically 1.2. And what's so important about this one is that this one also had a demo of Final Fantasy VII, which you couldn't really get at that particular time. And I remember pre-ordering Final Fantasy VII promptly after getting this and getting the shirt, which unfortunately I don't own anymore. Just going back and just this one PlayStation Underground disc means the world to me. Because I remember firing this up so many times, getting so hyped up and loving the PlayStation brand so much because of it. So much, in fact, that since then, I have made it my mission to complete the PlayStation Underground library. I want to own all of the PlayStation Underground discs. I've even been streaming them and hanging them out on Twitch, on my Twitch channel. I've been hanging out while watching the videos, watching the Q&As, joking about the 90s approaches and everything, and it's been a blast. So I'm only down, there's only 5 more that I need, only 5 more. So definitely I'm going to be looking out for those at like conventions and online and whatnot. But yeah, the PlayStation Underground, man, what a cool concept, Sony. This was just a bang home run for me, and this one in particular will always be the closest to my heart. So the next PlayStation item that I want to talk about is something that's a lot more recent, but it was a console that I was just so enamored with that I even went out of my way to try to go for a full set. So the PlayStation Vita. Let's talk about the PlayStation Vita. That was PlayStation's follow-up to the PSP to try to bring portable gaming into that next generation, and it did so many cool things. Like it had dual touchscreens, it had Wi-Fi, it had internet connectivity through mobile, it had AR capabilities. It was really, really cool for all the things it could do. It was expensive, and unfortunately Sony really dropped the ball on it, but there were just some things about the PlayStation Vita that I loved dearly. Now, if you remember my my original trailer, I had almost an entire set of PlayStation Vita cartridges. Like, I basically had them all. And if there was one part of it that before I stopped and I sold it all to buy a car, if there was one company that was really integral in my Vita collection, it was limited run games. Now, they used to be like a small amount of print run that you had to be on the website, and you had to get it in your cart, and you had to cross and hope and pray that you basically get the games that you wanted. Those days, man. I remember those days at 9 o'clock Central, just going on the limited run site, making sure that I'm signed in, my PayPal is signed in, making sure that I'm able to do everything I can and get those games, get those goods. I wanted a full Vita set, kind of like with the Genesis. Like, I wanted a full Vita set. And I was so close until Papers, Please happened. And unfortunately, that's also when the car broke down. So I unfortunately don't own those Vita games anymore. But there is one item out of that Vita collection that I still own, and I definitely love dearly, and that's from this. So another thing I wasn't expecting, this is a limited run collector's coin set that came for those who were early supporters. So like I said, I was actually buying limited runs Vita collection ever since Breach and Clear, the very, very first game that they published. It was a thank you gift for those who were super supportive from limited run from the very beginning. So you look on the back, it says you've received this gift because you were one of our first supporters and you have continued to support us for 5 years. It's been an incredible journey for us and would have never been possible without you. Please enjoy this small gift as our thanks for your unwavering support throughout the years. We sincerely appreciate you. Forever Physical, limited run games. And it's cool is that it's modeled like a Vita cart. So you look on the back, it even has like the logo and it has the rating. It's like rated 5 for 5th anniversary. It's pretty neat. So what comes in the package? What comes in the package is a limited run games 5th anniversary collectible coin. And it's cool that this collectible coin, you look on the back of it, and so it has the 5 with the cake that's on the top of it. You look on the back, it has the limited run logo, and it's just so neat and cool. And a little gold Vita cart. A little gold Vita cart. It's like, that's so cool. It's like a little gold Vita cart, and on the back, it has the limited run logo, and it says established 2015. So very neat. And then the other thing that also comes in the pack as well are trading cards. So limited run also includes trading cards normally with their releases. So these trading cards are just unique ones. So there's the 5th anniversary one. There's one that looks like a bulldog. I think this was supposed to be, it's either Douglas or Josh. I remember one of them saying that they actually had a dog. I think. Could be wrong about that. But I believe that's what it was. And then this random kind of skateboard that came with it. It's like, that's actually pretty cool. So now I know some people have their words and their thoughts about limited run. I mean, I got a chance to interview Douglas, who, I mean, he no longer works for limited run, but I got a chance to interview him and pick his brain about it back at PAX South. Ugh, rest in peace, PAX South. Yeah, it was actually a blast, and this will mean a lot to me. So thank you for that. I might not have my Vita collection anymore, but I still have this. Alright, so last but not least in the PlayStation items that I'm proud to own. So everybody has, whenever you're collecting, it seems like there's always this holy grail. There's always this one game in your collection that has always been the dangest for you to find, whether to find it at a decent price or even to really find it at all. Everybody's got them, right? Now, for PlayStation, there were several others. I'm not trying to go for a full PlayStation set by any means. No. But there are a couple of games that I always wanted to own and tried to own. And there was one that always eluded me for my entire PlayStation life, up until recently. So who here are fans of Mega Man? Alright, awesome. Who here are fans of Mega Man Legends? Well, most of your hands probably stayed up. I love Mega Man Legends. Dearly, I think it's It's the Mega Man part of their franchise that I feel doesn't get enough love. It's like, yes, it was different. Yes, they went into 3D. Yes, Mega Man doesn't have his helmet anymore. Yes, the dialogue is kind of weird and stilted and whatnot. But I love the game. It's so charming and it's so much fun. And it's just so much fun the fact that, yes, I actually do still own my copies of Mega Man Legends 1 and Mega Man Legends 2. Big up to Marjorie Cookie for hooking me up for Mega Man Legends 2. But there was one out of this trilogy. Yes, it is a trilogy. There's one out of this trilogy that was always the dangest for me to get, and that was the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. So the Misadventures of Tron Bonne was a little bit different than Mega Man Legends. Yes, it happens within the Mega Man Legends ethos, but it was a combination of different types of gameplay, mixing in with the funny storyline. Like there's action adventure, there's RPG elements, there's puzzle elements, there's collecting elements. Basically, how you have to shoot your sheriff bots around to basically perform your bidding. Like there's all kinds of cool stuff, all while having that same quirky and unique Mega Man Legends charm that I love so much. But yeah, Tron Bonne is very, very expensive. It's one of those games that like has always been a hard one to find. I guess Capcom didn't really make a whole lot of copies of it. So I had always kind of resided to the fact that this is one of those games that like I'm probably just not gonna own, unfortunately. Until Classic Game Fest, my buddy Wes DeVault, he's from the Dallas Retro Gaming Group. He and I, we banter back and forth about a lot of things. We give each other ish, like on good occasions. But if there's one thing I can always count on him for, is hooking me up and taking care of me. And so he's like, "You got any stuff for trade?" And I looked at his table, I was like, "Well, you gotta have something I want." And sure enough, I saw this. He had Tron Bonne, y'all. He had the Misadventures of Tron Bonne, complete with the Mega Man Legends demo and everything, and Legends 2 demo. And I was just like, man, I need Tron Bonne. It's like, I need this in my life because this is one of those games that I've wanted ever since I was a kid, and I had never been able to attain it because it was either too expensive or it was incomplete or I just couldn't find it. But he got it, and he's like, "Look, I know this means a lot to you." So he was willing to do a lot more on the trades that I actually did. I don't remember what I traded him for, but all I remember is I was just like, he went out of his way to make sure that I could get this game. And so Tron Bonne, like I said, unfortunately, it's one of those games that's not really widely out there. I know it's still on PlayStation Network, but it's not really like out there widely for you to go get. If you have a means of being able to play it, it's a lot of fun. Play any of the Mega Man Legends games, even Mega Man 64. Play any of them. Like seriously, they're all great games. They're definitely G approved. But just being able to finally have this game that I've wanted for so long, it means a tremendous amount to me. So thank you, Wes. I appreciate it, bud. And I can't wait to see you again pretty soon. But yeah, thank you so much. And now, because of him, I have all three. So I have the entire Mega Man Legends trilogy. And it's like, yeah, awesome. No Mega Man Legends 3, unfortunately. So I have to do the obligatory thing. Capcom, please make Mega Man Legends 3, please.
So there you go. That's 3 PlayStation style gaming items that I'm proud to own. And that's also going to wrap it up for the 3 gaming items I'm proud to own series. If you didn't see the title of this video, it is indeed the series finale of 3 gaming items. I really want to thank everybody for, coming into my home and letting me share my memories with these awesome items. You sharing your memories back to me. It's a sad thing that I have to end this series, but we got to go with how, video styles are evolving, how YouTube is evolving, the channel is evolving. So we got to go on with that. So here's to the future. But for now, thank you all for watching every single one of these. There's going to be a playlist right up there in the corner if you want to watch them and share the memories again. Like and subscribe and stuff. And as always, be you and be awesome. I'm G, and I'll see you on the next level.